Mastering English word order can significantly improve both your writing and speaking skills. Unlike some languages that have flexible sentence structures, English relies on a relatively strict word order, especially in simple declarative sentences. Understanding and applying this order correctly is essential for clear communication. The good news is that once you grasp the basic rules, forming sentences will become much easier and more natural. Let's break down how to master English word order with some simple guidelines. In English, the basic word order for a simple declarative sentence is subject, verb, object, SVO. This is the foundation of most sentences. For example, in the sentence, John eats pizza, we can clearly see how the subject, who is performing the action, the verb, the action, and the object, what or who is affected by the action, follow this structure. Keeping this order in mind will help you form sentences correctly and avoid confusion. In addition to SVO, English has specific rules for placing adjectives, adverbs, and prepositional phrases. Adjectives generally come before the noun they modify. For example, she is a smart student is correct, where smart is an adjective describing the noun student. On the other hand, adverbs typically appear after the verb when they modify an action. For instance, he runs quickly places the adverb quickly after the verb runs. However, adverbs of frequency like always, usually, or never usually go before the main verb. I always drink coffee in the morning. When it comes to questions, the word order changes slightly. For yes/no questions, we generally use an auxiliary verb, such as do, does, or did, before the subject. For example, do you like ice cream? Or did he go to the party? For WH questions, those starting with words like what, where, when, why, and how, the question word comes first, followed by the auxiliary verb, then the subject and main verb. For instance, what did you eat for lunch? Or where is she going? Another important element of word order is dealing with compound sentences and coordinating conjunctions. When you want to connect two ideas, you can use conjunctions like and, but, or to join them. In these cases, the word order in each clause remains the same. For example, I like coffee, but she prefers tea. Notice how the subject-verb-object order remains in both parts of the sentence, even when they're joined by but. The key is to keep each part of the sentence balanced and maintain the basic word order. Prepositional phrases also follow a specific order. Prepositions like in, on, at, under, over typically come at the beginning of the phrase, followed by the noun or pronoun. For example, she put the keys on the table, or we are going to the park. This order is relatively flexible in English compared to other languages, but it's essential to place prepositions correctly to avoid confusion. One area that learners often find tricky is word order in negative sentences. In English, the word not is usually placed after the auxiliary verb or before the main verb. For example, I do not like that movie, or he has not finished his homework. It's important to remember that the position of not can change depending on the auxiliary verb used, but it always comes before the main verb or after the auxiliary verb. As you practice forming sentences, it's also important to focus on stress and intonation. English speakers often emphasize certain words in a sentence to convey meaning or emotion. For example, I really like that movie, emphasizing really, versus I really like that movie, emphasizing movie. The placement of stress can help clarify your intentions or highlight what's most important in your message. To master English word order easily, start by practicing with simple sentences and gradually build complexity. Write down sentences with different structures and practice speaking them out loud. Read books, articles, or watch videos in English, paying attention to how sentences are constructed. You can also practice by changing word order in different types of sentences to see how it affects the meaning. In conclusion, mastering English word order is a fundamental part of becoming fluent in the language. Once you understand the basic structure of subject, verb, object, and how to incorporate adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, and conjunctions, Forming sentences will become second nature. Remember that the more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with manipulating word order to convey different meanings. Whether you're writing essays, speaking in conversation, or just learning for fun, mastering word order is a key step towards fluency in English.